Bantucentric is recommended for listeners over the age of 16 as it may contain foul language and/or mature subject matter. This podcast is brought to you by Gifted Sounds Network and ImagineOnly Productions.
And as always, stay woke.
And stay Bantu.
And as always, 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 stay woke.
And stay Bantu. And stay Bantu.
Welcome to Bantucentric. My name is Buck Rivers, and with me as always, my co-host Cheyenne Finch.
We're a couple of Bantus discussing movies, music, relationships, and pretty much everything else.
Yes, and as always, and everything else also includes the Bantu Initiative. If your people originate from the continent. Thanks, Shy. This is Shy's computer.
This has been happening since episode 1.
If your people originated from the continent of Africa, you are a Bantu. And we would like to involve you in our family and make that into a household known term. So if you're interested, please go to bantucentric.com/initiative for more information.
Yes.
And with us today, not currently physically with us, but with us in spirit, is my great friend, my sister, who's not really my sister, Catherine Lucas-Dorsey.
Hello, that's my name.
Yes.
I'm not good at introductions, but that is my name. Hello.
So, how have you been, Catherine?
I've been well.
Well, what do you do?
Short answer, well.
Introduce yourself to our wonderful audience. You know, what do you do? What are your interests? Why are you here? You know, why'd you show up on this podcast? Who invited you?
Okay.
It sounds like she's unwell.
So,
what are you doing here? Are you in my house?
Who brought you here?
my house. So, I'm Catherine. Go to Academy, which is Williams or Buck. Sorry, which is Buck's alma mater.
My legal name is Buck. Everybody.
I
was born Buck. I will always be Buck.
I'm trying to see. Let me go back. Okay. So, my name is Catherine, and I go to film school, Academy of Art, which is Buck's alma mater as well. And I met him there at that school. He lived the floor under me, and yeah, we just became friends really quickly from our mutual connection through spirituality and just like being weird Black people.
Yeah,
so. We just became friends through that. And so that's why I'm here. Few of my, what I study in film school right now is producing. I used to study directing. Then I was like, there's too much cameras involved there. I don't care about that. Let me like actually be like, I want to be the boss. Like people keep telling me what to do. I don't like that. Let me tell you what to do because I can tell you what to do better. So that's what I'm studying now. I'm also working on ADing, assistant directing more in film, which I've been coming up in the ranks in a lot at school as well.
Okay.
Yes, and my favorite color is orange.
Awesome.
Nice.
I also like long watches the beach and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. She's single, everybody. So
very.
I didn't mean that for that to be like a bad thing. But one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on here, not just because, you know, you're an amazing human being, but also because you are going through your lock journey. And I think that'd be something that our listeners would be very interested in learning about.
Very interested.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about that. How'd you get started? How's it going? That whole thing.
Well, I wanted locks for years and years and years. Since I was little, I wanted locks. But my mom's like, no, you're going to ruin your beautiful, beautiful black hair with your 3C texture and everything. And I'm like, I don't care. I wanted locks I like that it's more, I don't have to spend hours on my hair in the morning. I also feel like more connected to my roots because it's all about your roots. Like when you're growing your locks is your roots. So I feel more connected to my Black roots as well because a lot of times being lighter, fair skinned, people try to take away your blackness in other kinds of ways. Like, oh, are you mixed? Oh, are you? And it's like, I felt like the part of the spiritual reason why I chose to lock my hair was because I wanted to feel more connected to my blackness and as well, because I know like my hair texture before, it was like they used that in a way to take away the blackness that I already hold. So yeah, but the lock journey has been way more emotional and spiritual than physical. And like it's been I've grown so much through this lock journey just as a person, and like finding out a lot about myself, because I took away the me feeling like a lot of times I didn't feel beautiful because my hair was held so much of that for me. Like my big afro or whatever else, it held so much of my worth and my beauty. And so taking that away and putting like these fuzzy little twists for months at a time that just didn't look really good, but finding the beauty in that, it like, so it just, I don't know, it's just so it taught me a lot about myself. So
that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I'm officially 1 year locked now. So yay for that.
All right, great. What's some of the process? Like for anybody looking to get started, what should they think about?
So there's actually like 3 methods, but I like to go the more natural way, is like growing them yourself.
Wait, hold on one second.
I hear.
Fuck you.
Living in New York, man.
You better not be stopping here. There's nobody in danger whatsoever. Anywhere on the block.
If we're on fire, I hope he's stopping
we're not.
here.
We can burn.
No, we can't.
We can burn.
Yeah, keep driving.
If we burn to death because you're stubborn.
Nah, this podcast is more important.
It won't happen.
I'll release from beyond.
But your footage would be melted in a fire.
Exactly.
Ghost footage.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What was the question again?
Just like what's the process and what should people think about if they're starting?
All right. So there are a few methods to lock your hair. Some people do the comb coil method, where it's just those like, it's like a coil. It's like a coil that you like spin your hair into, usually with kinkier hair, like 4 hair or like 3C hair is like, you could do that for hold. But I looked at a few, and since my hair texture was so loose, I decided to do the 2-strand twist method, which is basically just putting your hair into twists and letting it lock on its own.
Okay.
And so the comb coil method is actually the same way. Or you can do it, but I prefer going to a salon to have it done, because I can't trust myself with all my hair. So, but they just get a comb and they coil it up, and you leave it alone, basically. You keep your hair clean, you put a lot of oils in it, just keeping it moisturized. And for the most part, you just leave your hair alone and let it do what it wants to do. Okay. So that's kind of like the process that I like most. Is this? I'm just literally, a year ago, I went to the salon, they put twists in my hair. And after that, I just left it alone. Left it to get fuzzy, left it to get locked, and just left it alone. And then slowly, you have to just kind of nurture it like babies, but they're going to grow into their own person. Yeah. So you have, but like you're kind of nurturing them and just letting them grow into their own beautiful person. I sound like such a hippie right now. I've been in San Francisco too long. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sounds good though. So like,
I'm getting a lot of those hippie things today.
So, did you find that with your hair texture, you said it was 3C?
It's like 3C, 3B, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was curious about, because like I once considered locks myself, but I have like a kind of softer texture, I guess. And my mom always said like I didn't have the hair for it.
Okay.
So like, was it hard to get it to lock? Like, was that a journey in its own?
It took a long time, but I didn't force anything to do anything. That's the thing. Because, like, our hair is it's going to knot. It's just basically, locks are just a bunch of knots in a row, And so it takes a long time for hair that's looser to knot up. But it will knot up. If white people's hair can lock, our hair can lock. Let's be real, okay? if they can make their hair knotty and look like it's not locked, actually. I don't want to. What that's
like
dread.
mold
That's
in there and shit.
white people have dreads. Black people have locks.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's actually the terms though, because dreads are that you force and locks are that. Anyway.
Yes.
But yes. If I feel like if my hair can do it, your hair can do it. You have to just kind of be patient, because a lot of people, like even my friends, were like, your hair is not gonna lock, and like as it was like locking, they're like, it's not gonna lock. Like it's not gonna lock. But look at what happened. Look at how I'm locked. I'm out here locked now. So what you gotta say? But yeah, it's just a lot of people who don't have the patience, and I didn't think I was going to either. But yeah, you just gotta wait it out.
So is this you from now on? Like, are you fully with the commitment of it, or do you think it's something you might want to change?
A whole year, I sat through the whole ugly stage. It's like you stand for like you. It's like when there's a man and that you have to like push that, like you're like they're in like the hard stage. They're broke, you know. They stand on the mama's couch, and then they get the money, and you're like, I'm gonna leave you once you got the money. Like I just waited while you were on the mama's couch. So yes, I'm staying with it. I'm waiting.
We just had an episode about finances in a relationship. But you're doing it right. You're sticking with them.
Yeah.
And you're sticking with them.
Once like if I stuck out with when you were on your mama's couch, I'm not gonna leave you once you get baller money.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
living in a mansion.
I feel like
so that's what I'm saying with my hair.
Okay.
I'm locked now. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
What would you say are like the pros and cons of it?
Okay. So pros, time in the morning. I don't do makeup. I want to sleep, take a shower, put some clothes on as long as they're clean, and get out the door. I'm just very low maintenance. Yeah. I like that idea of it. Con, I'm going to try to go back and forth. Con is waiting to be able to style the hair, because I used to have a lot of hair, and I would be able to put it up, put it in a bun, have it down, like a bunch of different styles. And for this, for the most part, while they're still growing, you have to just leave it down. Can't really put it up in a ponytail as often, because it's just, you want to make sure your roots are strong and you don't want to mess with your hair in that way. But other pros are just, they look nice. Like when you touch, you can like visually see the progress. Like with other things, emotionally, you can't see the progress. But if I look at a picture from like a few months ago, I'm like, that's what my locks look like, and now they look like this. Like you can visually see the progress, and it's like such a rewarding thing to see something moving forward positively. Yeah. Con is that it takes a long time if you have looser texture hair, but it's really, I'm trying to, because I haven't really thought of the pros and cons. I probably should have. Because right now it's like I'm at a point where
you're in it now.
I'm where it's like it's so normal for me now, which is really interesting. But like for my family is and was very against the locks.
Okay. I was gonna ask
it's
if
just,
they're with it now.
Oh yeah. My mom is like, well, they're kind of nice now since they're kind of longer, but my hair, because your hair shrinks, and I had a very, very long hair, and of course that's the standard of beauty. It has to be long hair. And my mom was like, it's so short. I just wish it wasn't that short. Like it's just so short now and everything. I was like, they'll grow. It's okay. There's like, but throughout this like year, I've just kind of been unapologetically myself. Yeah. And I'm 21, so you know. I'm like, listen, I'm old enough to make the decisions, so I'm going to make the decisions. Yeah. So jobs has been interesting as well, because even though they say that they're not against locks, there's certain things that is kind of hard to do with locks, for example. Like there's a job where, of course, you have to have your hair out of your face. So you also can't have your hair sticking out. So if I had put a hairband on in these early like months of my lock journey, they would just stick out. Like even if I had a hairband on, they would just be sticking out. So I'm like, it's out of my face, but I don't want to put a rubber band on and break off my hair for like 6 hours of my workday. So it's just those like little things like that. But Also, the products. You have to buy way less products with locks. Way less.
Okay.
I used to have a huge bin of products. I only have like 3 oils, and I don't even need a comb.
Okay.
That's awesome. I love that.
That's good. That's good. But yeah, I'm glad to see that it's working out for you, because when you said you were gonna do it, you know, I was like, great, you know, I didn't have any like negative feelings toward it or anything, but I've never known anybody who's gone through the process. So especially with how straight your hair was, I was kind of like, I mean, good luck. I didn't say it, but I was like, I had just heard that it wasn't possible, you know, because apparently it wasn't possible for my hair, and I was like, my sister has really, really thick hair, and I don't, you know, and I was like, oh, I can't do it. But it's cool to know that I could, you know. I don't know, my hair just doesn't grow, but we'll see. I'll try that, you know.
You could still have like, because, you know, most people start with their hair completely shaved and just like grow the locks like authentically, because then it locks quicker. It's growing and locking at the same time. Okay. So you should try like, just try it out, because you can also try like just one baby one at home, see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Go to a salon and then have them do it for real.
Okay.
Experimentation, man. We're young.
A shot. You should do a lock. Just one lock.
One lock.
Yeah, in the middle of your head, like a unicorn.
Sounds great. Actually, pretty soon I'm gonna learn how to lock hair.
Okay.
Because my boyfriend has locks, so he wants me to learn how to do it, and I've wanted to learn how to do it because 1, it'll save money, and 2, I just like playing with people's hair.
Like twisting.
Yeah. And learn how to twist his hair. So that's gonna be an experience.
Yes, because with my ex, I would be like, hey, I need to wash my hair. Can you come over and help me retwist? And so, and that was like the best, because it's doing my whole head. No, it's like 3 hours. My arms hurt. Like it's even worse than like detangling for me. Yeah. Because it's just, you have to, and like comb it into place, like, and like, well, not comb it, but pin it into place and everything. But having that with like your man's, that was quality. Because then I'm like, hey, I washed my whole hair. You can twist it off. It was the best.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Great.
That's a great experience.
Well, speaking of good experiences, it's time for plugs. So, if you guys are enjoying the conversation, you should go to patreon.com/Bantucentric and give us some money, because if you do, you'll be able to get extra content. You'll be able to get extra episodes of our huge lineup of shows. Okay, it's not a huge lineup of shows, but by the time that this is coming out, there will be something on there. You can watch that. And as time goes on, there will always be more stuff. Bantu Cinema is the only thing that I can definitely promise is coming out. And it's a review show about black films. We do the reviews, we do analysis, and we also do commentary tracks for these films, so you can sit there and watch them with us. All you have to do is go on patreon.com/Bantucentric, and you can give us a little bit of money so that we can continue to expand the show and expand the roster, and you'll be able to get access to all of that stuff. Also, if you just want to donate a little bit to the show, you can go directly to Bantucentric.com, or you can go to TeePublic and you can get t-shirts and other kinds of merch with our logos on it. So that'd be really great too. So Shy, do you have some plugs?
Per usual. I am a...
Did you plug something else, Shy? Huh?
No. I am a freelance photographer.
I like how for a year you had no plugs, and now it's the same plug every week.
Well, it used to be Sideline Source, and then I had
then it was no plugs.
And now I have photography, and then it will be no plugs. Okay. And then I will be on to a new venture. But right now we're in my photography phase.
Or you'll succeed in photography, and that'll be your plug forever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail.
No, I don't have a pattern. You have a pattern. But yes, I do photography freelance. I typically do outdoor photography. If you just like want pretty pictures of yourself, or you have an event that you're hosting, I've done album covers, I've done sporting events, I've done parties. So whatever you're looking to do, my rates are pretty affordable. You can email me at CheyenneFinch@gmail.com. Let me know what you're trying to do, place, time, all of that, and we can work something out.
All right, great. On my side, I've got the same plug that I normally do.
What?
So I'm a freelance writer. I do freelance writing. If you need novels, if you need short films, if you need screenplays, if you need stage plays, I've got them all. If you want, like I said, I have them all, like I have some written. So if you want to just pay me like $1 million something, please do that. That'd be great. Go on buckrivers.com and see the samples and then just buy one of my scripts. That's what you should do. But any of us listeners who probably don't have that kind of money sitting around, you should hire me to be a freelance writer or a drafter in particular. I've been doing that. Basically, if you have an outline for a project that you want to get done, an outline, not just a log line, not just a short little thing. You actually have the full outline of what you want to happen from beginning to end. I can help you curate that, and I can get your rough draft done. I'll get that done, and you can have it. I don't even fucking care. It's your film. It's your idea in the first place. But I will get that rough draft done because that's the hardest part of writing a script or writing a book or whatever, is getting the rough. So you'll have a good solid foundation to build off of, and you can edit it all to high hell and make it exactly what you want. I don't have to be involved anymore. One, it's easier for me because then I get to be paid and then move on. I don't have to edit with you for years and years, and then you don't have to deal with me, and then you don't even have to talk to me again. I don't even give a shit about getting the credit for it. I just move on. You make the thing, make some money. Really, it's ghostwriting. It's ghostwriting. That's because she's a writer too. That's because she's a writer too. It's a new concept. It's a new concept for this kind of thing. Most people don't do ghostwriting for fiction, but I do in this particular case because it is just the rough draft. It's not my story, you know? It's yours, and you've come up with all the plot points. I've just filled in the blanks.
I'm gonna listen.
You've come up with all the plot points.
It's your business venture.
You know? I've already gotten a couple of people that have enjoyed the idea, and they're out doing their own thing. I just got some experience writing. All I need is your money. I'll be honest. That's what I need. I don't really care what happens afterward because it's not something that I've actually curated myself with my talent. It's just you say, this guy needs to do X, Y, and Z, and I just make it sound good. It's not your fault that you're not a good writer, you know, so I'll do that. Just give me some money. So yeah, go to, despite the facial expression that y'all can't see.
Listen, I'm trying to let you have your full plug, but I'm going to have my facial expression.
I'm going to mute
no
this
credit.
girl.
You can't mute her face.
I'm going to mute her. You guys can go to buckrivers.com/writing and look at my samples and then send me a message and we can get this going. Yeah, you got any plugs, Catherine?
Not really. If you want to just follow me, you can follow me on Instagram at just Catherine TV.
Okay.
And then maybe if I work on a cool film, you'll see me in Instagram stories doing some cool film things. Right. I'm working on a 6-day thesis, so I'm producing one, so that might be fun to look at on Instagram.
I am very interested in seeing that.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm not good at plug.
Nope, that's the music. So plugs are over. I faded the plug music out. It's time for the Bantu of the day.
Oh gosh.
I haven't rapped in a while, man. So Catherine, who is our Bantu of the day?
So the Bantu of the day is Chris Davis. Okay. He's a musician who's also alumni of Academy of Art.
Okay.
He just came out with his first single called Meditation. It's on Spotify, and I think SoundCloud, I think as well.
Okay.
It's a really nice song, really groovy. I've been listening to it almost non-stop, and it's cool because I know this guy. He's vegan and black with locks.
Oh. Was
in the Navy vet as well, and a Jesus lover. Sings in the church choir a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Likes long walks on the beach.
Yeah, I think he might be single too. So if you want to hit up him on Instagram, let's see what happens there. But yeah, it's QRIS_Davis on Instagram.
Okay.
But
all right, great.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah, that's good. So Chris Davis, we're gonna check out your stuff. Hopefully our listeners will check you out, and hopefully you'll get a lot of stuff, and hopefully we'd like to bring some success. That'd be awesome if we could do that for you.
Yeah.
So Chris Davis, we would like to thank you for all that you do, and we want to thank you for being Bantu.
You could have been anything, but you chose us, and we appreciate your business.
Yes. Fade now.
Most people just fade out.
No. I announce the fades.
Defeats the purpose of the fade.
So, speaking of fade. This is good.
Trying to catch mine? Like, what? What are we segueing?
I don't have it up. Hold on. I gotta. There it is. I got it. We're good. Speaking of fade, I had an argument with somebody that I'm no longer Facebook friends with. Because I got tired. I got too tired. This was
so
somebody.
they caught your fate.
Yes. This was somebody. Basically, it was just.
Internet fade.
There are smart people out there, and it's good to connect. But it was like she would say intelligent stuff and have good conversations. But then on the other side, it was just this constant barrage of just shit about relationships and black people and how things are supposed to be. That was fine, but it was just very ranty every single day and just very angry. And it was like, I couldn't keep bringing that in because it would make me upset and I want to ask questions. And she was just very black and white about everything. People are like this. And it was just, I always wanted to have conversations. And I'm like, I don't really know this person very well. Why do I give a shit? So one of the things that she shared was this tweet from @GreatDarius. So if you guys want to follow @GreatDarius.
All right.
His tweet is, I can't even raise my voice at my girl without her crying or getting all in her feelings. But she talked to me like she's 6'8" with 2 pistols. And as funny as that tweet is, basically, this girl was like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. You need to watch out, nigga, kind of thing. And basically what I said was that I was just saying that it seems as though in our community, there's a lot of problems with communication that we don't seem to understand. And I feel that equates to emotional abuse in a way. And we don't really see it as being so. And her response was basically just that there are different relationships and people talk to each other in different ways. And she gave an example about how her and her boyfriend, they curse at each other all the time. And that's just how they talk, and it's not a big deal. And I was saying that her answer actually qualified what I was saying, because she described a situation in which her and her boyfriend just have a rapport that might seem antagonistic. This tweet says that if I even raise my voice a little bit, she cries and gets in her feelings. But she talks to me like she's 6'8" with 2 pistols. So she's yelling and screaming and cursing all kinds of stuff, and calling him all kinds of niggas, all kinds of bitches, all kinds of whatever. But if he even expresses himself, she breaks down. That is an inequality of communication. And I feel as though, and that's what I was saying, is that your comment that you and your boyfriend just have a way of talking to each other, that's what I was saying, is that we hear things like this and we see these arguments and we see this volatile behavior in relationships, especially in our community. And I feel like we just think, oh, that's just how it is. And that's just how people are to each other. And it's like, no, you shouldn't be yelled at if when you express yourself, that person breaks down and cries, Basically, she didn't respond. She deleted my comment altogether, which to me was like, okay, so you understand what I'm saying and you just don't want anybody else to see. So that's what it seemed to be. But what do you guys think?
In my opinion, one, I can kind of see how women get to that point. I think it's like when you're a man, you're already kind of intimidating because you're a man.
Okay.
And as a woman, we feel like we need to be like ×2 in order to be heard. Personally, I've never gotten to a point where I raised my voice with someone that I was dating.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think that's just because that's who I am.
Yeah.
Because for me to raise my voice in an argument, the only person I've ever raised my voice in an argument with was my mother. She has raised her voice with me, and I raise my voice back, and then we're going toe to toe.
Okay.
For some reason,
come out,
for some reason, she's the only person that I do that with.
Okay.
In my relationships, if I'm with somebody and they start to raise their voice at me, I get real quiet because I'm like, first of all, who you talking to?
First of all, who you talking to? You get real quiet as you reach for your gun. It's for your 2 pistols.
I tap into my older black woman. I'm like, who are you talking to like that? I know you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And if somebody raises their voice at me, I stop listening because now you're attacking me. And now anything that I say or do is in defense. I don't really care what your point is. I don't care what you're saying to me. Now you're literally coming at me, and it's not a discussion anymore. Okay. Now it's a fight. And I'm not about to sit here and fight you. Okay. So if you want to raise your voice, I'm leaving. But I think a lot of women, they think, oh, he won't hit me. Because if you're like a sensible man, you typically won't hit her. So they're like, he won't hit me. He can't do anything to me. So I'm just going to like raise up and attack him, which is toxic. It is volatile. Just because he's a man doesn't mean he doesn't get his feelings hurt. It doesn't mean he doesn't also feel attacked. It doesn't mean that you can be a little overwhelming. And you have to learn how to be able to have discussions with your partner. If I'm upset with my partner, I typically one, he has to pull it out of me. We're working on that. He has to realize I'm upset and like make me speak on it. Yeah. But once I do start speaking on it, I'm like, you did this, that, and the other thing, and it made me feel like this. Okay. And that is why I'm upset right now. And we discuss it until we're in a better place. Yeah. And I feel like that's a healthy way of handling the situation, rather than me just snapping on him, because knowing him, I know he's not going to respond well to that. If I come at him crazy, like you did this and you're this, and start calling him names and like just going off, he's not going to respond well. Okay. He's just going to like yell back, and it'll become a thing. And luckily we've never done this. From being his friend first, I know that's how he would respond. Okay. So I'm like, if I want an actual solution, I'm going to discuss it with him. Okay.
I'm more of, even though I don't look it, I think I'm a very, can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, because you froze on my side. All right. I'm a more dominant person in most of my relationships, friendship and otherwise. And I didn't used to be, but it's more, I know how I feel like things should be going. And so I'm just like a more dominant person. So people don't really step up to me. Even though I'm not like in the face, I don't look very intimidating. But I got tattoos now, so but yeah, I think at least in my last relationship was my most solid relationship, my most relationship, and in that relationship, I was more of the dominant person in the way of like, if there was an issue, and he's like, I'm like, listen, we good. Let's just talk it out. We adults and stuff, So it's more of that kind of situation, not just like, let's fight. Let me be the big strong person, and it's more just I'm more controlling. Okay. In like a not like overbearing way, but I like to be able to fix a situation like myself. Okay. So it's kind of like those things. I like to be able to know how to fix a situation. If I need help, then of course, like, let's work on this together. If I have a situation that I need to fix myself, I'll fix it myself. If you have a situation, I'll let you do that alone. Okay. But if we can do things together, I'd like to be able to facilitate that and help us do this together, kind of thing. Because I know a lot of times we like to like separate. Yeah. So I like to kind of get it together. Like facilitate a togetherness in situations like that. But in terms of like the yelling thing, I don't really need to yell. Okay. I'll be there waiting quietly, listening, still paying attention, because I know if you're that loud, then there's something you really want me to hear. Yeah. So I'm paying attention. Okay, so are you gonna sit down and let us talk now, or you're still upset? Because we have to talk.
Yeah.
If you're that upset, then you have to sit down and talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, because like you screaming is not doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So with my, I guess, worst, my more abusive relationship, he would be getting like acting like he was gonna fight. I knew he wasn't. Be like screaming, yelling, calling me a bitch and all this other stuff, just like up in my face like this and everything. And I'm like, I wasn't scared for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
For some reason.
You were sending me the text.
I'm like, why was the night?
All the crazy shit he was threatening you with.
No, really, because I look like sometimes I look back on that. I'm like, why didn't I run away?
I was so mad, y'all. Oh my God. I was like, I was getting to get on a plane and go back to San Francisco. I was like, what the fuck did he say to you? Like, oh my God. Woo!
Honestly, I'm the same way. Like, dude raised up on me, I'd be like,
yeah.
Like, you know that meme with the white guy that like blinks twice?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally me. Be like,
oh my God.
like, first of all, who are you talking to?
I was just chilling though. I was really just like, I would be sitting on the bed or wherever else doing all this stuff, and I'm just.
This was the dude. He was the dude that was calling you nigga, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, when I saw these texts, he was like, oh, you don't fuck with me, nigga. And I'm like, who? He's talking to his girlfriend like this? Like, what? Oh my God. I hate that fool.
But, you know, it was like I was in that situation, and even then, I'm like, I'm not yelling back at you.
I
don't know. I like that, but I do. The initial messages that you were talking about where she was saying that it was they had a relationship where they could yell back and forth at each other, which I think every relationship is different. I think there could be a relationship where that is what's healthy for them, is to yell back and forth at each other.
Agree.
But I also think that as long as it's open communication with whoever the two people are, and they know that this is how I communicate. If this is uncomfortable for you, then maybe we shouldn't be together. If that's something that's on the table, but I think it's fine. Whatever, like everything is gonna be different, because in emotional situations I shut down because I'm already just emotionally overwhelmed as a human being. So if there's more emotions, I'm just like
same.
Too many emotions. I can't overstimulate. I can't.
Okay.
So I just like freak out. But so like if someone can't handle that and is like, you're not listening to my emotions. It's like, I am listening. I need time to process all my emotions and what I Gemini too many things right now. Okay. So I just overwhelm. But so yeah, I just think it matters in those situations.
Yeah.
As long as it's open communication, it doesn't.
Yeah, I agree, because that's my biggest thing, is just being able to have that equality of communication, however it is. I've got friends where we curse at each other and call each other all kinds of stuff. Like, that's just how it goes, but there's an equality there. It was interesting because I had a friend group where me and one of the other friends would do that, but then the third friend, they'd get all in their feelings, and it was like, we can't continue in this same way because we're not trying to offend you, but it felt like it was on them, but at the same time, if they don't like to be spoken to a certain way, then we need to figure out the best way to communicate, but if they're slinging shit at us and we can't sling nothing back, then there's an inequality there, and that was the biggest thing, is that I was saying that I feel like we see so many black couples out here in the store, at Walmart, at McDonald's, just yelling and cursing and spitting, and it's just like, and people just kind of, oh, that's how it goes. And it's like, no, I don't think we have to be in that place where it's a volatile situation. But then I also, like I said, to point out that she was just saying that's just how they talk, when he was in his thing was saying, I can't talk to her the way that she talks to me. And I've been in that situation where I can't express what I'm feeling without it turning into a fight. All the times that my ex was like, this is what I'm feeling, and I wish you would do, and you can't, and I didn't like, and I would sit there and I'd listen and absorb the information, apologize, and try to move forward. And then I was like, I've got clinical depression. I'm just not feeling good today. And she would just, well, that's so difficult on me, and you're not happy enough, and why are you always doing this, and you're always blaming it on depression, and you're always saying this, and you're crazy, and I was just taking that, and I took that for 3 fucking years, you know? And I told this one about how happy I was. That's why her face looks like that. Because she listened to me butter up this shit.
Cause from the get, and I was like, this ain't it.
You just didn't like her because she was
this
white.
Ain't it.
You just
I said that for so long, and I was like, okay.
Racist.
I said it in a nice way. I was like, listen.
You're just like, we're gonna bleep the name, but I fucking hate you. I'm gonna bleep your name 5 times. Yeah. I'm gonna deal with this edit.
So this is your episode.
I hate you. Nah, I can edit this one.
I'm not editing this one.
Fuck that nigga. Yo. See, now I'm reliving all this stuff from college.
Yeah.
I forgot about a lot of this.
He still goes to the school.
He's still there?
He still goes.
Oh,
and then he was like, oh, Catherine, you're so cute.
He's so creepy. That fool's so creepy, man.
Is he black or white?
He's black. I mean, he was in BSU, so
okay.
I think he's black.
They say black like question mark, like
because he was just very light skinned.
He's like very fair skinned.
Yeah,
like I would think he could be like a 4th black.
Yeah, and very curly, very curly hair. Like he could be Latino somewhere down the line. That's kind of, he looked ambiguous in that way, and so that's why. But yeah, he was black, and he was just real. He was like militant, but to a crazy degree, where he'd like message me and he was like, I'm so excited for BSU. And then I'd be like, yeah, cool. Like, I'll see you next semester. And then he's like, yeah, that's why we got to go out. We got to kill all these white people. We just got to chop them up. And I'm like, like, I ain't said any of that. Like, and I was like, we're 12% of the American population. Like, I was like, we're not going to do it right. Like, we're 12%. And he's like, no, we just got to believe in ourselves. I was like, no, bro, 12%. You're not going to win.
There's 88% of them.
Oh my God. He was crazy. This nigga was crazy. And then he saw me. He literally saw me with a white person, with my white girlfriend, looked at me, looked at her, then back at me, and then literally ran down the street. And the next thing I know, he's spreading all kinds of rumors about how I shouldn't be the president of BSU anymore, and how they need to oust me and all kinds of shit because I hate black women. It was like, wait, what the fuck happened?
This is the Black Panthers. This is BSU.
Yo, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. I'm not gonna say his name again because I don't want to edit another bleep. But but you out there.
Go ahead. This is your episode.
But you out there. But yeah, I've been in that situation where it's definitely emotional abuse, and I didn't know that at the time, and I was thinking, you know, this is fine, and I'll get through it, and this is just what relationships are like, you know, that you put yourself on the line constantly and put your own emotions to the side so that they can vent their feelings, you know, and that's what I read when I read that tweet. And it was just very interesting, the exchange that I had with this person, because they were just so adamant that this was fine. But at the same time, like I said, they post a lot of stuff about, you know, go ahead and cheat on them. Niggas cheat all the time. And it's like, that's not right, though. Like, just because bad things happen in the world doesn't mean you could continue to sow bad things, you know? And it was like, I just couldn't continuously try to argue because there were a bunch of dumbass niggas arguing with her, saying dumb shit, and I'm like literally trying to have a conversation, but she just writing me off because I'm just another dude in the comments, you know? And so it was like, I don't need to talk to this person. We're not even friends. Like, fuck it. But yeah, especially after she deleted my comment. Because I was like, yes, your comment right then and there. That's what I'm saying. You read inequality and heard, oh, that's just how they talk. Nah, you shouldn't be doing that. It needs to be equal, guys. So yeah, guys, be equal in your relationships, out of your relationships, with your friends and with your family.
Unless she's pregnant.
Hey, then what? You can yell at her like you're 6'8" with 2 pistols?
And if she's pregnant, she gets to do whatever she wants.
Oh, okay.
She's carrying
She
your
can yell
baby.
at you like she's excited with 2 pencils.
She's carrying your child. She can do whatever she wants.
Well, I think you and I both know somebody that doesn't apply to. Anyway, I just wanted to see your face. Anyway,
Woo!
speaking of woo, we got
Speaking
a
of
listener
woo.
question. Woo! That was good. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that segue.
No.
Thanks, guys.
You're the only one.
I need to get the applause track here on the board so we can.
I'm
use
really
that.
afraid of you getting the applause.
It's gonna
track
be great.
And the
I'm gonna
laughter
boo
track. We're
all
gonna be
your
a
stuff.
sitcom.
I'm gonna boo everything you say. It'll just be a constant boo, boo, boo. And every time I speak, I'm like, yeah, Bantucentric.
And then I'm just gonna take the board and walk away.
So we've got a listener question from somebody by the name of Jasmine. Jasmine writes, every time I start dating someone new, my mom acts like we are going to get married and finally give her some grandbabies. How do I tell her to stop with the grandbaby stuff that won't hurt her feelings, Jasmine?
God, I wish my mother would do that.
You want her to do that.
My mom's like, I'm not pressed. We're gonna wait until we find the perfect
Till you're
one.
40. Till you're 50.
She's like, I don't need to be a grandmother just yet. Let's make sure he's right before you have your babies. And when I'm like, Ma, he's right. I don't know yet.
I'm not sure.
But Ma, I'm the one dating him. Well.
What do you think, Kathy? How do you stop her?
Cause I'm like, I would be that mother though.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think another way. I would be that mother like
She's like, what's wrong with
when
that?
those kids come in. I mean, so I'm trying to think another way. I think, I don't know. Shoot, someone else.
Cheyenne. How do you stop grandma? I mean, let's stop mom.
I mean, there isn't really.
Slap the shit out of her.
No.
That's our Bantu-centric.
We just had a whole
Definite
section
how to do
on
it.
abuse.
No,
Like-
I said emotional abuse. Don't say mean
Oh,
things to your
physical
mom.
is fine.
Just slap her.
Catch this fade
That's
all
all
day.
you gotta do.
Honestly, when it comes to family, there isn't much you can do. I have
some
discovered.
headphones.
Honestly, family's gonna feel how they feel. Like, my grandmother, for example, feels weird because my boyfriend has locks. She doesn't like men with long hair.
Okay.
And there's nothing I can do about
Just tell her
that.
he's Rasta and he's a man of God.
not.
You know.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
But it's just like family's really gonna feel how they're gonna feel.
Okay.
Like, and I've had to learn that the hard way. And honestly, just like her mother is like, when are you gonna give me some grandkids? My mother's like, please don't give me any anytime soon. And part of me feels like I want to start thinking about kids around 25ish.
Okay.
So I'm like, Ma, be ready.
Yeah.
Because
Because I'm gonna throw one in your
if
hand.
I'm happy and I'm ready and like
Here's a kid right
here's
now.
a kid, like
You were never pregnant.
Yeah. I think that the listener should have a baby. Just have a baby. Yeah. And then just like, have the baby.
she'll stop
And
talking.
you're like, hey Ma, here's the baby you
Here,
wanted.
ha!
You can go raise it and I'm gonna go travel.
You'll
So
love the rest
I'll
of
be
your
back
life.
every other
You've
month.
been begging
But here's
for
the baby
this.
you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
You've been
I
got,
begging.
obedient. Be an obedient child. That's what we
Yeah.
have to learn as Black people, to listen to our parents that only want the best in us.
Oh,
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
I would say
If I
don't
did
do
that, if I did that,
I would say don't do that. But if you have the relationship with your mom that you can make jokes like that, I would say I'd sit her down and kind of look all sad, and scared, and do the whole thing and just be like, I'm pregnant, and just see her reaction in that moment, let her simmer for a good 3-4
she gets lit?
minutes.
She's like, yes.
I mean, like I said, it might backfire, but if we're thinking how I'm thinking she's gonna be, she's probably gonna freak the fuck out and then be like, no, you keep telling me to have grandbabies and very clearly you don't want them and I'm not pregnant.
I think the mom's gonna be very happy about
She's
that.
gonna be
To be real. That seems like a mother who would be like, I don't care. The man is not the important part. I just want the child.
Yeah,
so
just throw a
my
kid
mom's
at
like,
me.
let's get this money.
And just so you know, that was sarcasm. Please just don't have a baby out of nowhere. I was kidding. Please don't do that, and don't sue me.
Have the baby and hand the baby off to
Yeah.
your mother.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of get it. I feel like
Get a dog.
I feel like I'd be that parent too. Be like, where are they? You know. But at the same time, I would take it as a good thing because if you were with somebody that was some bullshit, I don't think your mom would be saying that. I was at Thanksgiving with my girlfriend's family, and her grandfather was like, maybe we finally getting some grandkids. This man's from Ghana. This man doesn't like Americans, and he said that about me. I'm like, all right, I'm in. We good to go. Patriarch's on my side. We're good. Like, I'm in. So, yeah.
So then you got her pregnant.
And
like
he
that
loved
night.
my banana bread, yo. I made a bunch of banana bread. He was like reluctant. He's like, give me a half piece. We like tore off a piece and gave it to him. Before we could get seated, he's like, full piece. Like, this nigga's not even using full sentences. He's just like, here's the plate. Give me a full piece. This fool ate almost every piece of bread that night. Like, I am in this family.
He has 3 kids.
I am in this family. Like, so I would take it as a good thing. If your mom is that adamant, then she approves of who you're with, you know. But I don't think you can stop her. I feel like this is a lost cause. I'm sorry that you asked a question that we cannot answer. You're not going to stop her.
You can't stop her.
Yeah,
It's
you're
just-
not going to.
I've learned that hard. You cannot stop your parents.
And if you do have the baby, make sure that it's Bantu and you can name it Catherine because I gave you the idea.
Yes.
There you go. Exactly. So
I'm
thank
smiling. You listen to my smile podcast. People. Yeah.
But yes, thank you, listener, for calling in. If you would like to have a question answered, you can send us an email at Bantucentric at gmail.com, or you can just tweet at us at Bantucentric on Twitter. I mean, you could direct message us on Instagram at Bantucentric if you want to. That's a way to do it too, but I don't know why you would when you could just send us an email or something. But, you know, do whatever you want to do. Just contact us at Bantucentric. Thank you for listening to Bantucentric. My name is Buck Rivers. You can find me at Mbaku Rivers on Instagram and on Twitter. You can also go to buckrivers.com if you want to see my writing samples, you want to see my production stuff. I have a degree in VFX production. Don't talk about it very much because I'm trying to be a writer now. So yeah, go to college, spend money getting a degree, and then don't use it, guys.
Woo!
It's great. You can find Bantucentric at Bantucentric, ImagineOnly Productions, our wonderful benefactor at ImagineOnly Prod on Twitter and Instagram. Where can you find Cheyenne Finch?
At Shy Productions. That's CHEY Productions on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my work on CheyenneFinch.com, and you can email me at CheyenneCfinch at gmail.com.
Great. And what about you, Catherine? Where can they find you?
Oh yeah. My name was Catherine, and you can find me at Just Catherine TV on Instagram. That's about it.
You need to post more pictures. You keep deleting all your pictures and starting over, and I'm like, what are you doing?
because I'm trying to make a vibe that's unique to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I want a vibe Instagram. I want you to look and be like, this is a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
To survive.
Hashtag it's a vibe.
Exactly. Well, then unless there's anything else to be said,
Nope.
then as always, stay woke.
And stay Bantu.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
We'll cut.
Okay. Adios. Bye.
That's what we're using. Thank you. Okay.
And as always, stay woke.
Stay Bantu.
And as always,
Stay Bantu. Stay Bantu.
What?